あなたのために日本の輸入ビデオゲームの楽しみな時間 bn-game.com
Hi everyone, this is Bobby from bn-games.com and we're here doing another episode of Region Locked. Today we are playing, and before we say it, let me preface this, Japanese language may be butchered here. We do apologize if you are of Japanese descent.
Just cover your ears.
For at least 10 seconds.
Yeah, and mind you, I know a bit of pronunciation, but I am still not that good. So I'm going to give this a shot. Please tell us if we're correct or not. I might get one of my friends to try and tell me if I was. This is Bakusou Dekotora Densetsu ni.
Ni, meaning two.
Yes.
And what is the other part?
Dekotora?
Was art truck?
It's a game about Dekotora trucks, or Deco trucks, as they call them.
Trucks.
Yeah, I mean, you go to basic Deco, it's like art style.
Yeah.
So as of this episode, I mean, the Region Lock series is really about playing imports, most of them from Japan, and probably mostly from Japan. Let's be honest.
From Japan.
PAL Region gets the same games. They rarely get anything.
And PAL Region doesn't have anything strange to us like this.
True. And PAL always releases here, pretty much.
Yeah.
So.
And of all the games we've done so far, I would say this is definitely the least import friendly by a long shot. Most of the games we've done so far have had major swaths of it have English. Most of the menus are in English. If you take like Metal Slug 3D, for example, that was all in English, with the kanji as subtitled. But this game does not, has almost, I don't remember any English characters whatsoever, other than I was able to put in my name. With is katakana?
Yeah.
So that's the only it's the only English I've seen the whole thing. It was a lot of guesswork to get this to get anywhere into this game, and we're not going to talk through this entire video. You might notice it's kind of long. I did a lot of recording for archival purposes. If you've never played this before, you're going to see from a certain point just some races and me continuing to build the trucks up, or my truck up. So that's a lot of shine.
Yeah. First of all, I think we should briefly explain what the game is about.
Yes.
If you haven't figured it out already.
Yes. So this is the Gran Turismo of the art truck world.
What is an art truck, Bobby?
An art truck is a Japanese, because I haven't seen any like semis of our origin here in the States.
Yeah, no, not at all.
They're like Nissans and stuff like
there
that.
There are kind of, we do have somewhat like that, but it's not the same style. It's not like the neon.
It's not as
big.
It's not as spectacular. I think is the word.
This I think is the perfect kind of example. It would be like American muscle cars versus exotic tuners. With the semis, like our semis would be more like kind of biker style,
biker.
Where these are kind of the neon undercar kit kind of
neon
arcade.
Is putting it lightly.
Did you ever think you would be discussing the difference between art trucks?
No, between art trucks and our big rigs.
Yes.
Nope.
Life Gold Sheep.
It's like in high school. 5 years from now, what do you expect to be doing? I expect to be talking about neon lighted trucks.
Just talking about Dekotora.
Yeah.
So, that was the longest intro we've ever had, and that's really because this game is, like I said, not very import friendly. Why are we doing it? Well, I bought the game, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't been able to find another copy anywhere. Not on eBay, not on PlayAsia. No, none of the normal sources where you would find imports, even though this is supposed to be one of the PlayStation The Best series, which was their value series in Japan. There were other games, though, that I did find. There's a PlayStation 2 one that actually has a story mode. This doesn't really have a story mode. There was a Game Boy Color one that looks terrible, to be honest with you. So there have been a few games on other platforms, and this is part 2. Part 1 was obviously on the PlayStation 1 as well. But I haven't been able to find them. And there's very little information on this game that I can find pretty much anywhere. And there are very few videos and so on and so forth. So I thought I'd give the game a shot. I picked this up at a local Japanese specific store known as Hyper Game. I actually got this for $4. It was in the bargain bin, although they were trying to get rid of all their PlayStation 1 stuff because most people don't buy that stuff except for me and That's pretty much it. This is one of my favorite parts. You have an entire paint suite.
I love what you did with your truck.
Yes, I loved it too. You can put these stamps on it, and you can put specific colors.
It's like really, really old Photoshop.
Yes.
That's exactly.
Yeah, no, you're right. And you know, it's pretty competent. You figure there's an entire art program within.
You had me at the kitty.
It's excellent. I mean, well, there's 2 points of the game. The first point of the game is to decorate your truck and make your truck as pretty and bright and laud and livid. And
you succeeded.
Yes,
thoroughly, sir.
It's you know, that's the first point of the game. The second point of the game is to race other drivers. So what'll happen is, and unfortunately, like I said, there's no English characters, except for kind of weird now that I notice it. At the top, you see some English characters for stamp. I know that's an English word.
The school taught you that one.
Yes, that one. And the devil. I'm pretty sure it's a devil. Maybe it's the Dio truck.
No, see, he's about to ram and impale that cheetah.
Yes. Wow. Anyway, basically what happens is after you race, and during the races you'll select different types of cargo. You can also select how much of this cargo you can have. So you can say there's a percentage meter that says I want 100%, so your load is 100%. Or you can say I want less, which is going to help you with acceleration. Or you can say more, which slows you down by a lot. I'm going to tell you.
You can kind of say it's like a handicap.
Definitely. But you get more money by finishing the race. The other thing to mention is the more cargo you carry, if you damage it, the less money you're going to get in the end anyway. So sometimes it depends on.
That's an impressive looking truck right
And
there.
this is before adding all the lights and everything else to it. I know you haven't seen the final product yet. That cat really makes it faster.
It makes it pop.
And you'll notice you're just racing across Japan. So and you get these guys. I don't know where they come from.
He's telling you that you think you can run potatoes across the state line faster than I can. Mofo, nobody can run potatoes across the state line faster than I can.
Province line.
Yep. Sorry.
Yeah. He's the one that gotta be accurate.
Localization.
Yes.
I localized it.
You're
yeah,
right.
I localized it.
Would that be accurate, Tim?
County lines.
Province.
County lines.
No, it's another P word. It's prefecture.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. We'll go with that. So basically, is you see you drive your semi on the freeway. The turning, it's interesting. It took a little while to figure out how not to really suck at this. And what happens is you have multiple lanes of traffic, and it kind of you want to draft other cars, although you want to dodge them at the end. And to turn, you don't hold the diagonal or the directional pad. You actually double tap it. Because if you notice, if you tap it once, the directional signal on the top, on the middle right, you'll see it flash as an indicator. If you double tap it, he'll just automatically move. And I will tell you, this game suffers from some severe rubber band AI. And if you don't know what rubber band AI is, basically, it's the
game's way of telling you fuck you.
Yeah, it's the computer. The computer could slam into 20 cars, be a mile behind you, and he will race up and get ahead of you. And it's always a breakneck finish.
We kind of like to call it the Cruising USA effect.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. Now this is a really easy race right here. Eventually, it gets to the point where you're going through these winding parts of the road where the camera doesn't reset itself behind, and all you see is the side of the truck because the truck's turning so fast. You also notice at the bottom there's 5 boxes. That represents the health of your cargo. So as you hit things...
So right now it's on fire.
Yeah, oh no, actually that's your boosted meter. You have a boost. I was gonna get to that. That would be a good point. That fire is like... It's not really a boost. I think it's supposed to indicate spirit. Chi.
Yes, you are on fire. You are fired up.
See, I'm still bothered by the fact that you're drafting a car that is smaller than you. It doesn't make sense.
It's Japan. It doesn't need to make sense.
How does that car block enough air that you could speed up?
Look, his spirit is telling him that he needs to get that cargo there no matter what, even if it means breaking a couple of laws.
In one of the initial descriptions that I had to translate through Google Translate, the idea of the game is definitely to race to win, and to do it with dirty tactics. That's almost a direct translation. And I will tell you, the computer doesn't care. The computer will slam into you. It will slam into other cars.
We've seen that a couple times.
And this is nothing.
I don't think the actual game needs to win. I don't think the actual game cares if its cargo is damaged.
Well, you would figure that
you're fighting something that has nothing to lose.
Although that's true, typically in the game you want the computer to try to use the same tactics.
Human-like.
Yeah, and it doesn't. It doesn't at all. The first
you're asking that from a PlayStation 1 game.
Oh, that's true. This, like I said, the first races are really easy. This is nothing. And even though he's like getting close, I know I'm going to win. And I didn't find out about the spirit meter until a little later. And you don't get a recharge for that, by the way. And you can't increase it, as far as I can tell. After winning the race, sometimes you get parts from the other truck. It seems to be kind of random. What you do get is money, which is known as BP here. And that BP, you basically go into the shop, and like I said, Gran Turismo
are BP beautiful points?
That would be probably what it would need to be. I wouldn't doubt it.
I thought it was British Petroleum.
As you see, you can see I lost 204 British Petroleum. And I gained 1346.
So you're playing the stock market.
Yes. And the 2% is kind of like I got 2% progress and parts. And they always have something to say at the end.
You call that potato hustling? That was the worst excuse for potato hustling I've ever seen.
The music is a wide variety of Japanese classical type music. I mean, when I say not import friendly, I mean it. I couldn't find track names. I couldn't find out composers. I couldn't find out if it's even in the right era.
I don't remember what it sounds like because I could probably tell you what style it was.
It's older. Sure. And then there's some weird tracks, like some weird like popish, but not. I don't know. You got to remember this game came out, early '90s. Oh no, actually 1999. I'm sorry.
That's
early double O's.
Looking at my notes,
that is really early.
The first one came out way earlier. And as I said, this game did not come over the States. This is only in Japan. You need a Japanese PlayStation 1 or Japanese PS2 to play it.
No. The American version would be called 18-wheeler. American Pro Trucker.
I still would like to know why there's a dragon and a tiger.
Because it's
actually this part's really cool because right here you hear the drums. So it gets you all pumped up, and you're like, "All right, we're gonna do this." Cargo, and then you wait like 20 seconds, and then
I like how it's always a rolling start too.
Well, that's how you do things in Japan. You get a rolling start for everything. Gotta take this test. Gotta do a rolling start.
I mean, there's not a lot more to say about it. Not from the limited knowledge we have. It is definitely a racer. It definitely becomes more difficult. The whole point of the game is to decorate your trucks because it is something. It is a culture. What would you call it? Culture hobby. A scene. In Japan.
All its own.
If you want a very recent example, play Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and one of the levels you'll see some of these Art Deco trucks in the background lighting up Honda.
Or you can just do a Google search and see some of the most impressive light shows on wheels you will ever see.
It's a Christmas on
wheels. It makes Christmas.
No. See,
it makes Christmas look like a joke.
No, see, it's a DDR machine on the front of a semi.
That's
really, and they have sound and everything. How can I say this? I would not be able to recommend this to anyone other than really two groups. People who are Japanophiles. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Who really want to be or are in the culture. Or people who really like weird games, which I think this would classify, at least for us. And like to see like to have these sorts of experiences where something like this, would not make it in the States, wouldn't make it in any part of the world other than Japan, because obviously it's something from that.
But the big Easter Bunny's Day Out did.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, you can release that here, but not this.
My problem is it has kitties, and they didn't give it to me. So, and I'm gonna put this up on Reddit. I'm gonna get some karma.
It has cats. You will get karma.
Yeah. So, you know, hard to recommend unless you really fall under one of those groups. I am not the Japanophile. I just love weird games. I love buying and collecting stuff that no one else has ever seen, and this is definitely one of those things. It's definitely something that you know won't see again. And as far as I know, there's no PlayStation 3 release, like a sequel or something. Yet.
You know what this just these highway scenes kind of remind me of, at least this kind of style. It looks like, which I mean, it's kind of a compliment as far as like the level design goes. Really reminds me of Tokyo Extreme Racer. You know, those games were all based on real areas and the real layouts. And this does kind of have that feel. You know, I really think the level layout is actually, it's really representational of what it's supposed to be. It's done well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. And you know, it doesn't look bad. I don't think it looks bad.
No.
It does it well. I mean, I think especially like the stamps, like the digitized stamps of the images are actually pretty good considering the PS1 game.
The chrome effects. The chrome effects I think are pretty good.
Yeah, I mean overall it's a decent looking game, and you know, being it was released in 1999, that's you know pretty much the end of the PlayStation 1 life cycle in all regions. I'm actually going to read off the disc serial number. This is kind of something I've never done before, but it's you could look up the name, which will be in the title, but if you're interested in this game, to find more information, the way I did it was looking up the actual disc serial number that Sony uses for their games, and that is SLPS 02465. So if you're interested in this game and have trouble finding it, that would be probably the easiest way to find more information. But like I said, as of this recording, I haven't found any copies anywhere else in any other format, even the PS2 and Game Boy Color game. I've only seen videos of it and some screenshots. Very little. It's really, really hard to find.
Yeah, actually that number on the discs is, I forget what it's called for electronics, but it's like the ISBN number for books.
Yeah. So you'll get, if you punch that into Google, not Bing, Google.
I want to say it's a syllabus number.
Well, it also changes per region. I know SL.
No, but it's the way it's classified.
Yeah.
And it's
Slaps.
it has to do with the filing.
Protocol.
Yeah, filing
Basically.
protocol. Blanking out on the wrong word.
And at some point, I believe this is supposed to use a pocket station as well, but. To be honest with you, it's hard enough to figure out how just to get parts on the truck and get to the race, let alone anything else. It's very difficult not having much or pretty much any English characters, for someone who doesn't speak the language. So as I said, it's a tough recommend, but I think it was a good game to show some video for, show something that you may have never seen. I mean, that's the whole point of the Region Lock series. We play the games that you don't know about. I think that's a really good way to put it. And having played it, it's I'm sure if you were an art truck or
Dekotora.
Yeah, I don't want to butcher it. If you were into that, this must have been like Gran Turismo for like car maniacs kind of thing.
And besides that, I mean, even if you're not into that in general, like if you didn't know about it, if you're like into the tuning scene, this could be something that would
truck you're going
spark
against
your
looks pretty
interest.
impressive.
It glows more than mine, so it's gonna win.
Yes. The lights make it faster.
I like that adding all the heavy parts don't slow you down. That's actually one thing I was like, Oh, well, I don't know.
It's a torque ratio thing.
Yeah, and some of it's downhill, so it gets kind of crazy. Alright, everyone, well, that was Region Lock episode 4. Say it, Timmy, because I don't want to.
Bakusou Dekotora Densetsu ni.
Ni, which means 2. And I don't... And we apologize if we've offended you with our terrible translation, although Timmy's probably done it the best.
Yeah.
Serviceable, I think, is the word. We're gonna leave the video on here to pretty much
allow you to enjoy it and really take it in.
It's gonna. I actually keep playing until the truck. For the most part, I've added most of the major pieces, so you'll see at the end, pretty close proximity of what you would do, and it just continues on, and it gets, you can see, it gets dirty, it gets bad. All right, everyone, please subscribe and let us know what you think. Thank you.
走りしてるじゃねえか。どうだ、俺とやってみねえか。よし。 前のその走り気に入った。またやろうぜ。お前のエンジンじゃもう上のクラスのやつには勝てねえぜ。どうだ、俺にいじらせてみねえか。どこらへんいじりゃいい。よし、完璧だ。しっかりやってこい。
おめえか、噂になってるやつっていうのは。よし、勝負だ。母ちゃん、俺頑張るよ。
明日の
おめえやるじゃねえか。
俺とやるのか。よし。 やるな。 Ow!